Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings 2 and we are in the world after Kixilla, and it is actually 5 years after Kixilla here with Despot Nikolaos. He used to be 8, now he's 13, that is just how time works. But I have to say that I was recording for 5 years and then my computer crashed, the recording was corrupted, and I was very afraid that the save would also be corrupted, but we were very lucky there because it was not corrupted. It was just 5 years ahead, of course, until when I played, and we are now in 963. As you can see, the Byzantine Empire won the invasion that Kixilla started. To be fair, she also primarily destroyed almost all of the forces that were able to oppose the Byzantine invasion, but also the Abbasids actually did repel the Crusade of the Children. Now, what else happened? We have Austrasia as a major power here in Western Europe, as an Orthodox major power. We also have Saxony being retaken by King Widukind of House Immedinger. That is primarily because he spawned in with all of these events, spawned 20k troops, and he was one of the claimants, meaning that he was just able to conquer it as a claimant. Right there you go. Beyond that, I don't think too much happened. Let's talk about who we are playing. I think that is more important. I think it makes more sense to talk about what this character is and who he is. Now, at the end of the last episode, this character was a secret iconoclast. And of course, you know, that's kind of frustrating because it doesn't really make sense for a character that grows up with the successful divination, not divination, Now let's talk about who this character is. Despot Nikolaos is 13 by now, and he is being trained as a martial character because, of course, you know, that is kind of what he was good at when I took him over. He's also in a situation where he used to be an iconoclast because his mother made him into an iconoclast, and then she got caught by the wonderful new empire, you know, I have to say that legally speaking, and she got blinded. Now, after she got blinded, my advisors told me, that was the roleplay that I applied then, get rid of the iconoclasm, and also your great-grandmother is a saint, so shut up about it. And that, you know, is exactly what Despot Nikolaos did. He shut up about it, and now we have a pretty bright child, but also a child that will not have the bloodline that actually I was hoping for here, obviously, because that is a matrilineal bloodline. It was pointed out to me as well, and that is of course correct. With it being a matrilineal bloodline, I need to marry one of my family to make it happen. Now, I will tell you, I will do this right now. I won't do it forever. I don't really care for the bloodline enough to do this as a determined thing where I only marry inside of my family. You know, it's fun and everything, but I think at the end of the day, it does not really matter. Primarily because we are in a situation, of course, where, well, you know, if we go on and... what is our house again? If we go on and just marry inside, it kind of limits my playstyle. I don't necessarily care for the 10% damage. It's a cool bloodline. We are, one way or another, descendants of the wonderful Kixilla, of course. So, like, it's not that much of an argument there anyway. See, do you have the bloodline? That's the big question here. She does. Alright. Kixilla. A good name, first of all. I shall marry you, but that's also the end of that. So I'm not going to do that always, but I will definitely do it here for the start. Now, we are going to jump into this and we're going to see where things go. Alright, I almost forgot. There's one more quite major thing, I think, that I completely forgot to mention just because, you know, it's kind of in the background. But when we took over the Byzantine Empire, we were king, and after we lost the Byzantine Empire, we were still a king, meaning that any vassal that was either a de jure vassal, so for example all of these guys, or doesn't have any de jure, came with us. This means... you're right, the captain of the Varangian Guard and the domestic of Scolae Palatine decided both to come with us to Kherson. And I think there are roleplay reasons. Of course, we are a legendary family, we are the true warriors, and we are also the true defenders of the Byzantine Empire. So, you know, it is what it is. It is, of course, a bit sucky for the Byzantine Empire, but I now have these people under my control. Let's go. Oh, and yeah, one of my vassals took over Tana. It wasn't me that took it over, it was one of my vassals, indeed. This lady right here, Countess Melissa, the Whisperer of Tana. Good for her. I know what I can do and I have no reason to be afraid of anything. What is there to fear? Nothing. We are brave. Very nice. I like it. Despot Nikolaos, if he's brave enough, I might even push the claim for Trebizond there. Now, the funny thing is, of course, I can now take over all of these kingdoms without really fearing that I'm going to blob out too much because I can just hand them out whenever necessary. It is, of course, primogenitor, making all of this very easy. And you know what? If he wants it, then we might as well go for it. And we've finally grown up. Viviana brought us up after our mother was taken away, and we've turned out to be a skilled tactician. That is pretty decent. We are also cynical, it appears. Oh, but I can gain shrewd. Look at that. We're a smart guy. We're not one of the dumb ones. We are one of the smart ones. And Kixilla Pyrogen is already 13, meaning that we will have children and proper eligible heirs. That is always good to see because, you know, most of the time it can be quite worrisome. Now, the thing about him is that he is not actually ambitious, but you know what I think he is probably... he is interested in stopping all these raids. Because remember when I said, you know what, we're never gonna get raided again here? That was true for the nomads, obviously, but it was not true for all of these sea raiders. Especially now that we are quite the wealthy provinces over here, and we are working on it as well. I'm building up cities wherever I can, you know, the usual stuff. So what I'm thinking is, I think we are going to go to war, and I think we are going to go to war against the horselords, so that we can at least push them a bit further away. We can't push away the Norsemen, of course, but I have been raided, or at least they attempted to raid me right over here quite a bit, so I'm going to take care and just push them out. And would you look at that, our Vasileus is doing some good stuff. We're going to become his marshal, of course, but then also, look at this, he just declared the holy war for Azov, and I want to support him there because that war is very important to me. That is a war that I want to win, that I think personally kind of plays a big role in my well-being, because if we do take over the rest of Azov right here, which is literally only Sapa, now that I look at it, literally just one province, but if we take that over, I think that does make for decent borders, because it goes a bit deeper into the Don area, and I think that is accurate, or rather a good thing. And on top of that, of course, I would get the land. So you know what, I shall push together with you, my friend, and I shall push with the full might of my forces. Oh wow, that was very quick. My intense study of warfare has led to an increased understanding of tactics and strategy. And for a good war, indeed it is. And here's the first battle, but that should be a very easy victory indeed, because we are going to be far superior once the melee phase starts. And there it goes, watch this. Boom. Oh, but they're coming in! But we are immediately in the melee phase, and that is a disaster for them, of course. Yeah, they just sacrificed their troops. That's incredible, actually. And we're definitely going to go... Oh, you know what? I actually would really like heavy infantry, I think. Let's go with heavy infantry. Usually I would go with flat terrain expert, of course, but we are so focused on heavy infantry, I think this is very fair. And indeed, they just came in and they got completely stumped by our superior forces. Now let's clean the house here, and let's take Sapa. Your loyal vassal Thorstein has sent you a courier with an offer. He's willing to make a significant donation to your war chest, but in return you must... Okay. Now what I will also do, and we will do this during the war, because this is a time reminiscent of our great-grandmother, no, of our grandmother, I should say, Kixila. I'm going to up the status of women. I think that is perfectly fair. I'm also going to make sure to buy some favors here, of course, but we are very much, I think, an equal force when it comes to this dynasty and how the dynasty has been run so far. Let's just make sure some people vote for me, and then we're gonna get this done. We're also building a fort right here. Oh no, and I have abdominal pain. That sucks. And yeah, they are coming for us here. The question is, can we hold or can we not hold? If only these guys were to come for us, but they appear to be quite busy further back. I hate it. I really, really do. This should be an easy victory here, but with as many troops as they have in, you know, coming in at the same time, it might very well not be. Now here comes the big battle. Oh, they actually got stopped. They got stopped 1 day apart. You gotta be kidding me. That is so lucky for us. Now, I don't know whether we're gonna win this, but this actually gives us a fighting chance. Oh, and we're getting wiped here in the center flank, but then the melee phase comes along, and that should be a victory. I am incapable. Not like this. Not like this. Oh, God, no. Oh, man. One moment I'm shouting orders surrounded by the clanging of swords and fighting around me. The next, everything goes dark as the world slips away from me. Are those people concerned faces? Everyone hurts. Everything hurts. I just want to rest. Fight will have to go on without me. I cannot believe this. We have been bested by the horselords. Their wild tactics have given us head trauma. And we were actually able to defeat them, but it sucks. Yep, and we're dead. And now we are Queen Juliana. Queen Juliana has cancer and is a lunatic. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? She also is our sister, of course, but she does not even... Oh, and we are a member... Oh, get out of here, I swear to God. We're a member of the community of St. Basil, and I hate this nonsense. Our goddamn mother. My God. Now, who is Queen Juliana? Queen Juliana used to be an iconoclast as well, but we got rid of that because that is just utterly nonsensical. And I'm going to make sure that she becomes a good ruler. I think that is her main concern, because she isn't that talented in most things. Look at this, we have a lot of saint bones, which is a bit weird, but that's okay. And we're going to go ahead, and I think I would like to become a paragon of virtue. No, let's groom an heir. We don't have a child yet. Maybe we can get a child. Now, she does not have the bloodline either, and obviously he doesn't have the bloodline either. So this is a bit of a nonsensical marriage as far as I'm concerned. I can't divorce him though, so... Oh, you know what? I'm going to divorce this guy. I don't like him. He doesn't like me. Give me someone that will actually give me the bloodline. Oh, and we captured someone important in battle. Man, this was a rough battle, but we came out as the winners, and I love it. And yes, indeed, we have been divorced. Now, let me just take a look at this, because I need to find someone that can help me with this. Well, the thing is I can't marry anyone of our bloodline, so I don't think we're going to get Kexila's bloodline. And you know what? It's kind of fair, isn't it? Maybe long term I can get it back into this part of the family, but Kexila's main work was down here in the center of the Byzantine Empire. We are the isolated, the left behind. You know what? I think I'm going to marry Lucas. Sure, whatever. Diakephilos, I think those were emperors at some point, so this is a good pick. And I can just carry on from there. And the war's over. The war that my brother died for. For what? For Sapa. And I hope it was worth it. So far, he hasn't even given it to me. Oh, he will give me the vassal, I'm sure. Come on. Do I actually have to take this land from your cold, dead hands? No, there you go. Thank you. Now, look at the borders. I'm actually quite okay with this. I'm definitely happy about what we've achieved. And you know what? I'm going to push for the status of women even further right now. That should be perfectly fine. I will make some of you consider the situation. What about you? Come on, some of you have to agree, right? None of you agree. You agree. Okay, that's fair. There you go. Very nice. My god, we picked up the depressed trait. Another day at court and another endless procession of matters that you are required to pass judgment on. As yet another peasant drones on about his sickly pigs and the neighbor he believes poisoned them. You feel a profound emptiness. This isn't the life you had imagined. And the depressed trait could actually be quite useful because we could unify with Trebizond down there. I'm not quite certain how I'm going to handle that. Oh! Alright, how did I die? Cancer, 26. Well, the depressed trait meant nothing to me or the world at large. Now, I will, of course, move my capital to Kherson. Now, alright, we've been through a couple of characters here, I feel, and Despot Vitiges of Trebizond is our latest one. Now, I'm going to change it to the more prestigious title. I think that is quite, indeed, fitting to go into the prestigious title, and that is without a doubt Taurica, and that is without a doubt Kherson. So, I'm going to move right over there, and then I'm going to establish this as my primary title. We are at 9 out of 8. I think that's fine. We have a couple more vassals down here. I might hand over Trebizond at some point, to one of my relatives, although at the moment I think we're fine. But okay, we are a new kid yet again, and hopefully we can make something out of this. This would be very, very nice indeed. We have a court physician and everything. What else do we need to do? Nomad agitation is fine. That's not actually a real thing considering the circumstances. How are we doing with the council? Why don't you do this stuff over here instead? Thank you very much. And who am I? I am Despot Vitiges. We are conscientious, brooding, arbitrary, and zealous, and we're focusing on stewardship, being educated by this fella here, who is not a steward at all, but I'm going to finish my education underneath him. Discussed realm management. Now I'm going to go on, I'm going to repay this loan. There you go. And yeah, this is a pretty good start, I think. Let's see where this goes. And I've grown up to be a fortune builder. You know what? That's okay. That's pretty decent. I have also grown up to be potentially be stressed. Oh no, not stressed, but just diligent. That is beautiful. Thank you very much. My god. Diligent and envious. Yeah, that sounds about right for this character, I think. We're going to focus on business. You know what? He seems like that is in his interest at this time. And what about we just accumulate some money, I think. Sure. Oh, we can set up yet another trade route. Let's do it. I love setting up trade routes, seriously. They're so good. This trade route apparently goes into the Wild West, or rather the Wild North, and honestly, there's not much there. What are we trading with here? Oh, and beautiful. While doing the trade route thing, we have become Midas touched. While I was at the foreign court, I also spent some time observing and discussing with the courtiers regarding how they organize their administration. It's fascinating how differently they manage things over there. I mean, they are horselords, so more money is always needed. Yeah, look at that. Very, very nice. I love it. And with that, we have a war chest, and with that, we shall go to war. And my wife is already pregnant. She, of course, does actually have Kexila's bloodline, so that's a good thing. And next thing, I think I want to acquire a title, because we are going to go ahead and we are going to push deep now into this territory over here. I want to take it over, and I think I have a right to take it over. Okay, let's declare war against Despot Arsenios of Anatolia in the name of Agrisi. I will take it, I will get it, and they have Greece on their side. This is a true family adventure here. Family war, but it seems that she's a bit busy against the tyranny of Queen Julia of Greece. You know what? She's busy. I'm gonna risk it. If I lose it, I mean, so be it. It's a family adventure, right? We gotta go sometimes. We gotta be angry at one another, and I shall be angry at one another. Let's teach them a lesson. Never should have come here and taken my land, you fools. And here's our son. Kyriakos Pyrogenes. Welcome to this world, Kyriakos. I hope you're gonna have an enjoyable time. God damn it, Vasilisa Zenobia. Honestly, it's so fun to think about the fact that the Vasilisa literally has to go. This entire family is having a family clash. And I have to stop it. So she just does a realm piece. And I can't win in time because they sieged all of this town. We haven't had a major engagement yet. Classic stuff. But you know what? Let's just try. Let's just go down there and let's see if we can't, you know, do anything about it. That sucks. I will get these provinces eventually, believe you me. But not today, it seems. Not today. And there it goes. The war's over. This sucks. Screw all of you. God damn it. Alright, let's utilize the money that we have and build some more cities here. You know what? At the end of the day, building cities, I think, is what makes the hard grow fond of life here on the peninsula. So let's just build it up a bit more. Yeah, and look at that. We lost our head in a battle, and it was a minor battle as well. It was just a very unfortunate duel there. Having returned from the battlefield, I still don't feel at home. My body is here, but my mind is still in Kherson. Sometimes I wonder if I died there, and this is all a nightmare. By the way, we are, of course, in Kherson, but whatever. Sometimes I wonder if I died there, and this is all a nightmare. Sometimes I cannot breathe. You know what? I need to feel alive again. Come here, servant. I am now a lustful drunkard. Oh. And the conversion of Pomerania. So, you know what? After all, despite the Crusade being wasted because this was taken immediately again, Catholicism has recovered. And Catholicism is rising up. And oh, I love this even more. The dynasty here that now founded Brithonia, at least I think it is the same one, and indeed it is, was Powers. This entire time, look at this. They actually kept it together without fail. Congratulations to King Ifo of Brithonia. That is amazing what he did there. I love that. And then look at that. I think the Caliphate is gonna be our final enemy. I've caught Vasilisa Zenobia eyeing me. Cool. Hey there, Vasilisa. How you doing? I awakened with the sound of my door creaking open. It's Vasilisa Zenobia. Chance of There's a 75% chance that she might become pregnant here. Let's see how it goes. And when you look at that, Vasilisa Zenobia the Evil did get pregnant from us, and she does not even have a husband. So I don't know where this is going, but she can't properly hide that, you know, this isn't an affair. And we got a bastard daughter. It seems my amorous adventure has resulted in a child. Little Hunter is my spitting image. My god. Welcome, little Hunter. Hope you don't do anything wrong here. And she did not give me any title despite us being lovers. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. And he is now pushing his claim for both of our kingdoms. Arsenios of Anatolia, my distant cousin. You should have never come here. That much I can tell you. Does he have any allies? How strong is he? He is the Queen of Greece. This is literally just a rehashed version. Except now the other way around from what we had happen earlier. And I am, I'll be honest with you, slightly weaker than I was earlier. So we'll have to see what we can truly do. I think I do have to take up a loan here. But this will be an intense war. And more intense anyway than anything that we've had before, in my opinion. And get out of here. I swear to God, Arashlan. This is just... You suck, dude. Alright, it's time to try our best and defend ourselves here. They are going to come for all of our titles. And I think they're just gonna, like, siege down there. That sucks so bad. Alright, let's go. Let's all of us go down there. We need to defeat them in battle before they can unify their forces. Where are you going? Are you going for Crimea? No, okay. They're just hanging out down here. Good to know. I cannot believe that the first war that we are actually fighting to its completion is probably going to be a war in our own defense. You know, I always dreamed it would be a war where I would conquer half the world, and instead here we are. Oh, the war's over. He simply passed away. You know, will we ever have a war finished to completion? I think that is one of the major questions, but also, really? The rabies? Out of all the things possible, the rabies? Every damn time. Oh, and here we go. Abbasids, now is the time for you to die. We have Marzavan Sabuktigin the Conqueror. And I can only hope that he goes further west. If he goes into India, then that's of course a problem. A former Turkish mercenary and slave soldier is on the rise in the lands of the Afghans. This Sabuktigin, a zealous man who loathes infidels, seems intent on creating an empire to rival that of the caliphs of old, as he has just finished crushing Kagan Bayan of Tibet in a brutal war. Tens of thousands of fierce tribesmen have gathered around his banner. What a troubled region that is. Sabuktigin, I beg of you, destroy our enemies, but I don't think he will. I think he's actually going to, like, just stick to the Indian region, meaning what I need is the Seljuks. What I really need are the Seljuks indeed, and they haven't showed up yet. What is the historical moment for the Seljuks to show? Is it like early 10,000? So Sabuktigin, I think, will stick to India because if I remember this correctly, he's programmed to go for anyone that isn't Sunni, and as you can see, well, I mean, all of these are Sunni, right? And look at the Caliphate, I mean, they are incredibly powerful. I'm hoping for the Seljuks. The Seljuks can turn all of this around. If they go against the Abbasids, if they destroy them, we may see a new force rise in the east. And I'm also, by the way, I am disgusted by this blobbing. But I mean, it makes a lot of sense. There were no Christians here. They were all simply the enemy, you know, they were all still Slavic. And of course, that is unacceptable. And I keep accidentally picking up more land. I literally didn't pick any of these up, and yet I have them all. I don't know what to do about this yet, but eventually I think we have to get rid of them. And look at that. My modest attempts to write poetry was never meant to be published in any way, but wherever I go, bards and minstrels are reciting or singing my poems. Despite being a drunkard, despite having a fairly mediocre life in which we even had to get rid of our own brother, we have become a poet. You know what, maybe we are not a lost cause, and I will immediately, my heir, you know, he shall be educated in a way that is very much feasible, or rather actually very good for the Empire. I think I'm going to educate him in stewardship. We need to be excellent at stewardship, even if he's not made for it. He shall serve. And you know, with everything going on the way it is, you know where he lost his hand? I don't think I actually recorded that, or rather I didn't cut it in. So he lost his hand in a battle against raiders. That's right, he lost his hand in a battle. So what do you need to know about Despot Vitiges is something that you didn't actually see, but he lost his hand in a minor battle against raiders in Kherson. And those raiders, of course, were horselords. It was a host, and honestly, I think ever since he's been a bit more aggressive, that's how I would call it, a bit more aggressive towards people that are walking around and are horselords. So what I'm going to do is, in the name of Despot Vitiges and everything that is right, I shall declare the war against Kagan, Vajlok, Elimir of Vajlok, for the liberation of Etelkurs. We will go and we will free everyone there so that our prime territory over here is a bit safer. And of course, yes, I will utilize Bulgaria. Bulgaria shall aid me in this crusade, as I would like to call it, against our nemesis, the horselords. And I mean, they've been our nemesis for... nemesis, actually? I don't know. For ages now. So let's clean this up, let's finish them. And I know the borders are going to look a bit more, you know, we're going to look essentially like a wide Ukraine. But I think that's okay. You know, at the end of the day, it's better that I take Etelkurs than that the Byzantine Empire takes it. You can already see that Bulgaria is blobbing out everywhere up here. So it's rather, you know, I would rather hold this than have Bulgaria have it. Now the first major battle is about to occur. The horselords dared come into our territory, and of course they will not see any mercy as we will slice and dice them. I hope that my army is good enough, but I do think so. We have a lot of heavy infantry, as you can see, and that usually is the game changer against the nomads anyway. Alright, everybody go in and let's take a look at this battle. Yeah, they don't even have commanders. What are they doing? Once we're in the melee phase, we will shred them, and indeed that's exactly what happened there. Ooh. They came in with a second wave that I can immediately take care of. Let's just detach them right here. And you're coming for me? No, you're not. I knew it. But too afraid. Oh, but they will get away. That sucks a bit. I will destroy them. There's no doubt on my mind that that will be how we handle this. But so it may take some time. But the Bulgarians have arrived, and that, of course, is a sight for sore eyes. Especially since we now appear to have... Oh, okay. Especially now since we have somewhat surrounded them. I will actually destroy them. There you go. We're gonna have this battle together. Who's there first? 27th? They were gonna be here first. Okay, I gotta go here. I think we got them on both fronts, actually. We're gonna defeat them in Odessa and in Olvia. Yeah, indeed. Look at that. They're done. They are over. And you can't even occupy this? Are you kidding? Oh, you're not occupying that. I guess you need, like... I don't even know. Do you need a base amount of people in a territory that is empty? Because it does seem like it. Either way, this will be a victory. A total victory, in fact. Oh, and here comes the big battle. Like the big battle, I mean. Well, I think it's time that we go in. This battle decides who wins and who loses. Right, I had to abandon this. That's fine. Don't you sweat it. Let's go in, let's defeat them. In the biggest battle of our generation, they got good tactics, that sucks, but we are already flanking them, and that's the end. Not even a competition at this point. They barely offered any resistance once we entered the melee phase, as per usual, of course. Yeah, this will be a complete disaster for the horselords, and I think that Despot Vitiges will definitely draw some wonderful happiness from this. After all, I mean, he did lose his hand against the horselords, and you're not willing to give up yet, huh? Fascinating. The mind of a horselord, who can really understand it? But here we go, it's all over. And the demands have been enforced. Look at this. You know, I would rather have this white Ukraine stuff going on here than have Bulgaria take it. So, you know, I'm happy with this, I think. All we need to do now is actually build this up. I will, of course, also actually hand it over. You know what? You are one of our commanders, and you were one of the commanders that actually were participating in this entire ordeal. So I shall hand over every single property that I just took over, because I definitely don't want any of these. Why don't you take Venezia as well? There you go. Beautiful. Alright, yeah, I just need to build it up, and then we have a pretty decent border. Vitiges Pyrogenes is now known as the Black. I guess that he is seen in a very negative light, especially considering, you know, the ancestry that he comes from. Vasilissa Ixila the Great, of course, is always looming over his head, but he really isn't, you know, kinda getting to the level that she was on. Think about it. He's a drunkard, and although, of course, he has a poetic side, he is a very zealous man. He burned his own brother. He is, I will argue, a controversial man. Let's just call it that. So maybe, yeah, the Black sounds like a good nickname there. Interestingly enough, we really have not seen any Norse action. You know, they are fairly strong. I mean, look at them. They are still at least big. You know, I don't know how strong they really are, but they hold, like, provinces everywhere, and they have not called a single Great Holy War. I don't know why that is. They definitely are able, and they have been able for about, like, 80 years or something. When is the next Crusade, anyway? The next Crusade could already be called right now. Well, I don't know. We haven't seen much Great Holy War action at all things considered, I think. Beautiful. Young Kyriakos has finished his education in stewardship. I notice with pride that he has attained nothing less than a masterful level of knowledge. Nice, Kyriakos. Very nice. Oh, please become diligent. Let's go. He became diligent. This absolute madman. Now, the thing is, I will lose the bloodline immediately if I go ahead and don't marry anyone matrilineally that already has it. This would work, but the age difference would be significant. I'm still gonna do it. I think that's a good matrilineal marriage right here. I wish I had a different option, but, you know, it is what it is. Here we go. Crusade for Saxony. In a grand announcement, the Pope declares a crusade for Saxony. The Christian lords gather from all across the world to bring Saxony into the fold of Christian kingdoms yet again. And I think this will be a very, very easy victory, although I don't know whether this is a worthy target for the Crusade, considering that, well, Saxony isn't that large anymore. Deus Vult, I guess. Oh, and it is very interesting indeed. Look at that. We have a breakaway situation where, you know, someone must have died, and all of a sudden Khan Kavtir the monster is independent. Or rather, this is actually a revocation war. I only now just saw it, but I think I should intervene here. I think I should intervene in the name of Alania. I will take it all over. Are you guys kidding me? What the hell is this? Emerius the Tenacious, who's this? You? I'm Mystikos. Well, well, well. Somebody wants to lose his position, huh? Somebody most certainly once told me the world was going to roll me. I'm also going to get rid of Trebizond here. Out of here, dude. Don't you ever talk to me. I will take Alania. I will secure the borders by Empire. 97% right away, yep. War's over, but guys, go home. Look at this. This was one of the quickest wars I've ever done. And we are indeed wide Ukraine. That is literally what we are. Isn't it? And now let's take a look at this. There's a lot of stuff that I really don't want, so let's check out who I can give this to. You, Indas Winter, you are also a family member, so I might as well put you over there. You're gonna get all of these holdings, and then I'm gonna build you some castles, eh? And again, yet again, it's the same principle for me. I would rather I hold this nonsense than, you know, anyone else. So I'm gonna keep conquering these things whenever I need to. In this case, I do feel like I needed to. See, this is exactly what I mean. The Byzantines are now going for Kiev. My god, why would you do this? Ah, this is actually going to become... I think I need to take every territory to the north of us, meaning, like, whenever the Byzantines want to take it, I need to take it off the new vassals of the Byzantines. And once that is done, I need to push for independence, I want to say. Maybe I think I'm gonna keep... Okay, here's my suggestion. Tell me about it. I will cleanse my land. I will get this stuff to no longer be my vassals, this stuff to also no longer be my vassals, or rather maybe I'm just going to release them once the time is nigh. And then I'm going to become independent with Trebizond, with this stuff and this stuff as well, if I can make it happen. And then anything that we take north. What do you guys think about that? We're going to be a Russian Black Sea Empire with capital in Kherson. That is my suggestion. Tell me about it in the comments. And as always, I want to thank the members of the channel, namely the Barons Aaron, Stefan, the Richest T, Snowolf, Emma, Mello, Thomas, Lachlan, and Mitchell. Then, of course, also the Counts, Shifty, and Wombat. And last but not least, the absolutely beautiful Dukes, Suspicious Dark, Nathan, Niter Squires, Kenneth, Lexo, Roboman, Eric, and Aiden. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I will see you later, Alligator.